landed. So welcome to the sales module. So after you log into Agile CRM, this is most likely where you're going to land. This is where the money hits the road. So we'll take a look at your top bar, starting all the way at the top left. You see your 3 bars there. This is, if you click on that, this is how you get to each of the individual sections within Agile CRM. So this is how you get to your contacts, your deals, and all the way through to your automations. Your top next icon here, the magnifying glass, if you click on that, that is your search. That's your global search. That will search throughout Agile CRM, and that will pull up all kind of information from your contacts, your deals, documents, companies, whatever you need to do. I really encourage people to use the microphone option. We have a fantastic speech to text option in here, so you can just speak and it will go ahead and start searching for you. You've got your calendar right here. So if you click on the calendar icon up at the top, this is how you manage all of your events. You can take a quick look and see everything that's happening for the month, the week, and or the day. And you can even click on today to do that as well. Your next icon is your task. That's the one that looks like the alarm clock up there. So you can see I've got all of my tasks are all caught up for the week. I am feeling great. It's going to be a fantastic Friday. But when you have those tasks that are pending today or overdue, just watch that icon up at the top. It will give you a little visual indicator of all the tasks that do need to be completed. And your center stop right in the middle there. This is how you access each of the individual modules within Agile CRM. So you can see we have the sales module, the marketing module, as well as the service module. So you watch your calendars, watch your email, because we will be sending out more invites as we go through the marketing and service modules, because today we're focusing in on sales. The next icon you see over is live chat. So that is a function of our service module, and we will be talking about that in the service webinar. Live chat is built in, free of charge feature that is built into Agile CRM, and it's available to all users, and it really helps bring that experience from your website directly into Agile CRM and allows your users to connect with potential sales leads. Your next stop is the recents button. So if you click on the recents button, that will generate a list of your top 6 items that you have touched, whether it's a deal, a ticket, a contact. So you can quickly and easily access any sort of information that you've been clicking around through. The next stop is your global add button. So if you click on that add button, this is how you can add a new contact, company, deals, events, tasks, notes, emails, tickets, documents, and calls. So use that global add button, because all of these buttons are visible and usable throughout any of the modules within Agile CRM. And our last stop is your avatar. So when you click on the avatar, this is how you get into your settings. And I do want to point your direction over to the left side. So on the left side, you see the picture of me, my little avatar here. On the left side, these are your user settings. These are the settings that are built out based on the user. So you've got everything from your email to your widgets to your data sync options and things like that. And then on the right-hand side is your admin settings. These are the global settings that are affected throughout the entire program. So when you call into our fantastic support team, they may tell you to click on your admin settings and then go in there and enable the support options so that they can come in and help you out if you have a support question. So make sure you reach out to them. And last but not least, make sure you check out your plans and upgrades. So by clicking on the plans and upgrade, that will give you further options to upgrade your account and get more information on some of your email options and things like that. And I see lots of questions coming in. I love those questions, so keep them coming in. Our next stop is the home button. So this takes you to the sales dashboard. So as we take a look at the dashboard, each one of these little squares, if you remember I was talking about them, these are dashlets. So these give you just a nice visual representation of different information throughout Agile CRM. And you can see that I've got my calendar, I've got my contacts, I want to see some activities, and of course I want to keep my eye on the revenue. And again, this is a test environment that we use for demonstrations and learning, so it's not going to be as fully populated as maybe what you might have, but I do want to point out a couple of options here for you. So first of all, when you hover over any of the dashlets, you see that little wrench that shows up right there? That's how you can go in and actually customize the dashlets so that you can drive out and drill down and find different information and set the settings for that dashlet. So you can just click on whatever information you want to get, and you'll notice that each dashlet has that little wrench icon, so you can go in there and customize all of the information that appears within the sales dashboard. If you look up here next to the word that says sales, there's a little triangle, and that's a drop down, and that allows you to create multiple dashboards. So maybe you want to have a dashboard just for all your sales functions. Maybe you want to have another dashboard where you're maybe watching the activities of your team, or you want to see your team calendars, or you want to see your team deals, things like that. So go in there, you click on Manage Dashboards, and add yourself a new dashboard and create multiple dashboards, because you'll get the most out of Agile CRM by creating lots of extra dashboards. If you want to add further dashlets, all you have to do is click on the Add Dashlet button, and we have a bunch of predefined ones here for you. So if you click through the different tabs, you can pick through, and as you hover, you'll actually see a little sample of what that dashlet's going to look like. And I will tell you, the deals funnel is one that people really get very excited about, because it really shows you how all of that money is coming in from, maybe when your demos are completed to, deals signed, and all the way into your revenue opportunities. The calendar dashlets are another really great one to have, so that when you come in, you're having your cup of coffee in the morning and you're looking at your dashboard, you'll be able to see all of your calendar activities. So you can sort it out by your events, or even your mini calendar, your tasks, your completion and deviation. So that even gives you an idea of how much time you're spending. So go through here, click through, and take some time to find those dashlets that are going to be most valuable to you, and really make those a part of your day, checking in on your dashboard. So again, your sales dashboard, add those dashlets, and away you go. Our next stop down is our contacts. So this is when you click on the contacts, this is going to take you to your list. And right now, I've got a filter that's been applied to here, so you'll be able to see just the information that you want to see. So on the right hand side, if you follow my mouse onto the right hand side, these are your quick filters. So you can go through here and you can say, hey, I only want to find contacts in my list that have a certain tag, or maybe they have a certain score value. So you can go through here and really refine down all of your information that you want to see. If you click up at the top left, next to the word that says contacts, you'll be able to open up your managed filters. And you see we've got some managed filters in here. And let's go ahead and just jump in, and I'll show you how these work. So you click on Manage Filters, and here's all of the different filters that we have created within Agile CRM in our contact list. So I'm going to add a new filter, and I'm going to give this a name. So we're going to call this our webinar contacts. So give it a name. The type is contacts, so you can also create one for companies and contacts. And then it's going to ask you for the conditions. So you have meet all or meet any of the conditions. So I'll just click on the meet all, add a condition. And this is where those tags really come in and play a great function and feature within Agile CRM. And this is why we always encourage people to use those tags, because if you tag people, then you can create a list based on a tag. So you've got all of these options. So maybe you want to sort people by a city, a state, a country. Maybe you want to sort them by a campaign status, or even by custom filters, or by custom fields rather. So if you have custom fields created within Agile CRM, you can actually create your own list views based on these options. So if you click on the tag, and we'll just say the tag is, but you have some other options here, isn't, or is defined or not defined. So maybe the tag is, and we'll just say maybe something like web lead. So I'll go in there, and anybody that has that tag of web lead, it's going to create a list for me. So I'm going to go in, click on, you have a couple options. You got your cancel button, which will just eliminate all of that away. You have your save, which will save this list and return you back what you were looking at, or save and view. So we're going to take a look at save and view. And now you can see that I have 18 contacts that came in as web leads. So now I can start working with these individual contacts that all have that tag of web leads. So watch this, right up next to the word where it says add tag. If you click on that little box there, it's going to select all of those contacts for you. And now I can add tags to them. I can remove tags. I can add them to a campaign. And a campaign is a workflow or an automation. So those words are going to interchange throughout your learning series here within Agile. And we'll get into those a little bit further. You can start a call campaign. And this is a really cool feature of Agile CRM that I personally really like, especially if you're running a sales organization, or if you just want to get out there and get on the phone with your contacts for whatever reason. You have to integrate your telephony. So you would go into your your avatar, click on your widgets, and then click on the telephony tab. And then that will give you some options to start up your telephony. So you can use Skype, Twilio, RingCentral, and many more packages. So when you do this, you click on the Start Call campaign, and this will actually do an automated dialing for you. So you can just sit there with your headphones on, and we'll just take a quick look at it. So it shows you that you've got 18 contacts. I chose Twilio as my provider. It's going to auto dial those. It's going to give me 20 seconds at the end of each call so I can pop in some notes for each one of those contacts. And then you can actually go in there and automatically tag each one of those contacts. So check that out. If you have the automated telephony, or if you have the telephony option added to Agile CRM, you'll really get a great benefit out of that, and people get really excited for that. So again, I'm going to select all those contacts. You can also send them an email. So maybe all of these web leads, maybe you have an email that you want to send out to them and say, hey, thanks so much for, checking out our website. Let me know if I can help you in any way. You can go in there and bulk update fields. You can export as a CSV. And people say, Scott, why would I want to export these as a CSV? So maybe you want to send out a postcard, or maybe you want to send out some promotional material through the mail or through UPS or DHL or whatever service you use. So you can export out that information and then put it into maybe one of your mail label creating programs, and export that information quickly and easily using Agile CRM. And then you can also delete your contacts as well. So be really, really careful about using that delete option. And I'll show you at the end of the webinar, as we get down to the trash, that, whoops, I accidentally deleted somebody. Well, you can actually very easily, quickly, and simply restore a contact in there as well. So, and again, remember, on the right-hand side are your quick filters. If you notice up at the top here, I've got this little box that says webinar contacts. Remember, that's that managed filter that we just created. So maybe I don't want to see that view anymore. If you look, you see that little X that I'm hovering over at the top there? Just click on that, and that takes them away. And after a couple of seconds, it will refresh, and it will reveal that I actually have a total of 788 total contacts in here. But let's get that list down again. And I'm going to go back to my webinar contacts and look at how easily that was to sort those contacts out. So use those tags. Those tags are your filters. So your next stop over here is going to be the 3 dots under the avatar. So if you click on that, you get a couple of options. You can add a dashlet right here. So if maybe you like some of those dashlet views that you have on your dashboard, well, go ahead and add one into here as well. And then you can also import contacts. Let's just click on that real quickly so we can take a quick stop and look at your import options. So maybe you have imports that are in a CSV, Microsoft Excel format. So use this one that says faster CSV imports. It works great every time. And you can also import companies. And then we have another version of the CSV contact import, but just go ahead and use that CSV contacts, the faster one there. You can import from Salesforce. So you can pull in contacts, accounts, and tasks from Salesforce, and all you literally have to do is click on the import button, put in your credentials, and away you go. And then look at this. Our designers have really gone way above and beyond to make it simple and easy for you to import from other programs, from Google, QuickBooks, HubSpot, Infusionsoft, FreshBooks, and Microsoft 365. I am going to do a quick import for you here because I want you to see how quick and easy this actually works. So I'm going to grab that faster CSV import. I do have a file that has been saved. So it opens up a new window. I'm going to choose a file. I'm going to browse to my desktop. I'm going to click on, I've got a Golf Pros CSV file here. I'm going to click on Open. And there we go. You see that it put the file name right there. I'm going to click on Upload. And within just a couple of seconds, it's going to parse out that information, and then it's going to start doing some field mappings for you. So in my CSV file, this is the ones you see on the left. These are your CSV column headers. So row number 1, it's going to look at row number 1, and it's going to pull out those column headers, and it's going to try to match it to fields within Agile CRM. So your first name is going to match over to your first name, your last name, your company, phone, and email. So you have some different options here. Use those drop downs. So maybe you want that phone to actually link up maybe to the mobile phone within Agile. So all you have to do is just select the field that you want to link that to. So just think of it as a little map and drawing a line to each one. I always like to put those tags in when I'm doing an import. This is a great way for you to be able to actually organize those imports. So a lot of people, when they do the imports, they'll put in something like import and then the date. So maybe 02/16/18. That way you can keep track of all of the contacts of when you've imported them so you can work with them individually. So again, click on that faster CSV import button because that'll get those in there for you. And again, real quickly, you just click on those three dots under your avatar, click on import, and away you go. So let's take a deep dive into one of our contacts here. And I'm going to pull my record up because I'm using this as a demo. So we can actually take a look at a contact record. And what does that look like? So on the left side here, you have all of the pertinent information. So one of the cool things that Agile does is, you see I'm playing with my map down there in the lower left-hand corner. And for those of you that don't know, I'm here in sunny and warm Orlando, Florida, the land of Mickey, which explains a lot about all of my contacts I have loaded in here. So top, you're looking at a picture of me, and then the first name, last name, my title within the company. Here's my company name. And then notice these icons as I hover over them. If you click on those will actually take you directly to my Twitter page or to my website. By clicking on the pencil, you can go in there and quickly and easily edit any information. You can send an email. And then you'll see these three vertical dots. If you click on those are your quick action buttons. So you can go in there and add a note, a task, a deal, campaign, and duplicate maybe, or merge if you have two like contacts in there, or even delete a contact. So the star value, this is really just a visual indication of your interaction with the customer. So maybe, this is a 5-star customer. I got to make sure that it pops out at me. And you can also work with your contacts based on star value. Over here is the scoring. So we have automated scoring campaigns that we do within Agile. So as we go into the marketing section, we go through some of those campaigns, we'll show you actually how to set up an automated scoring campaign. So maybe every time this contact goes to your website, we're going to add maybe 10 points to them. Maybe every time they open up an email, we'll add another 5 points to them. So it really does give you a great opportunity automatically to increase the value so that you understand when you're talking to that contact of what the value of that contact is. And you can also adjust the score value for the contact by simply clicking on the up or down arrows. The owner of the contact is here as well. So if you want to change the owner, just simply click on the name, drop it down, and pick whoever you want to make. Here's those tags. You see, I use lots and lots of tags because, this contact is very important to me. So maybe he joined one of my webinars. Maybe he's a VIP customer. So these, again, are all ways that we can use to organize those customers. If you look down a little bit further, you got the contact information. And look at this. One of the great ways to get that into why we encourage you to use that integrated telephony, because I can sit here and just dial right away from within Agile CRM. And you can see that when I click on the dial, it gives me the little notes box, so I can put some notes here. And I can also do some call transfers and different things like that as well. So definitely want to check out the integrated call telephony within there as well. So, and you see, there's my call log. So anytime you make a call, either outbound or you receive one inbound, it gives you an option and it pops this box up for you. So you can go in here and select the interest. And hey, we're going to say we scheduled a meeting with him. We put the notes here and notes. And maybe, hey, we've got a couple more people that joined this call as well. So I was talking to Walter Elias Disney as well. Click on save, and now that note is going to carry across not only on Scott's record, but it's going to go over to Walt's record as well. So you can see the email address. And again, do your hovering. As you hover over each one of these sections, you'll notice you get lots of extra options. So you can click on the email and just send, you get that little envelope there. You can actually send an email away. And then the address. So again, you can actually see where the person is located. So maybe when you're on the phone with them, you can talk to them and get to understand their geographic location and understand maybe about where they're actually located. And it gives you even the ability to click on the street view and zoom in and zoom out. So the more information you put into Agile, the more you're going to get out of it. So our first stop here is your timeline view. Remember when I was talking to you at the beginning about that 360 view? So here's where you see that 360 view. That 360 view is a complete view of everything that's happened with that contact. So you can see I sent them an SMS message. They did a form note. There's even some chat transcripts there, email sent. So really use those options and take a look at that timeline, because that's going to keep track of everything that's been happening with that particular contact. Your next stop is the notes. Remember when we did that phone call? Well, here's those notes, and that's where they appear. Those little dots actually will take you right back over. Look at that. I just clicked on the dot and it took me right over to that contact. So you can click very easily and flip back and forth between your contacts. Your events, the events are all of those calendar events that you've had. So look, Scott's been pretty busy and we've had lots of meetings together, and this is where it records all of them. And notice your button up here at the top, you can add an event very easily. Your tasks, remember those tasks are those physical things you want to remember. Hey, I need to send out a mailer to them. I need to make a phone call. I need to do this or that. So here's where all of those tasks are done. And by the way, when you want to finish a task, you just simply click on it and it will change and it'll put a line through there. That way you know that thing has been done. If you click on your next tab, it's the deals. So this gives you a great overview of the overall revenue value of that contact. So if you take a look, your total deals, you've got 5 deals with Scott. And here's all the deals that are going. Total value is $1,259, and we've got $1,000 worth of won revenue from Scott, and only $59.98 worth of lost revenue. So we can see, hey, this is a really good customer. We can see all those deals. You can add them to an existing deal by clicking on Add Existing Deal, or you can add a brand new deal for the contact. So maybe when you're on the phone with them and he says, hey, I want some more information. I want you guys to do some consulting with me, whatever that case may be, click on the Add Deals and fire up a new deal. And we'll get into deals in just a second further here. Your next tab is the Campaigns tab. So these are all the automations that the particular contact has been interacting with. So you can see all of the completed campaigns or automations are listed up here. And you can very quickly and easily, by clicking on an Add to Campaign, use a drop down and then select whichever campaign that you want to add that contact to. And then you'll be able to see all of the different interactions within the campaign. So you can see the email was sent, it was opened again, there was a wait note put, and there was an SMS message. So this really shows you step by step of everything that's happened with that contact in a campaign. Here is one of the greatest features that we have within Agile CRM. Everybody loves to be able to do all of that tracking. So with the tracking, you'll be able to take a look when you connect Agile CRM to your website and then drop a cookie down to your contact. You'll be able to see when they visit your website. So you can see Scott went to my website. He spent 1 minute and 7 seconds on this web page, and he was coming from Orlando, Florida. You can even see the device that I was on, a computer. I was using a Mac OS and a Chrome browser. So this really gives you some valuable insights as you're talking to your contacts and as you want to learn more about Agile CRM and how those customers will actually interact with you. Agile CRM gives that information to you. Your next stop is the Mail tab. So you can actually send mail, as I've shown you a couple of different ways within Agile CRM. So you can send mails right from within Agile CRM. I'm going to point your direction to the top little box right above the Timeline tab. But look, if you drop that down, you can take a look at all emails that have been sent. You can actually take a look at emails that were generated through Agile CRM or through my Gmail account. So you can take a look, and no more creating those folders within your Outlook client or in your Gmail or whatnot. Now you can go through there and actually see all of the emails that you've done with somebody, and simply click on Send Email, and then you'll be able to access any of your email templates or just jot down a quick email. Our next stop is the documents. So this is your main repository for any of those e-documents, that have been signed online, or any documents. Maybe you have a sales slick or a contract or other information. So scan it, upload it, and click on the Add Document and walk through step by step. And then the tickets, this will show you all the tickets associated with a contact, and that's a service of our function, or a function of our service module. Happy Friday, everybody. So there's your the function of the service module, and any tickets that are associated with that particular contact will show up here. On the right-hand side, these are where your widgets live. So you notice I've got my Twitter widget enabled here. So you can actually take a quick look and see what's Scott tweeting, how many followers does he have, and how many people is he following, and who those followers are. So again, that's how you build those connections and really get more information about your contacts. Go in there under your avatar on the left-hand side, click on widgets, and then under social, and find some great widgets that you'd like to use that'll make the most of your day. I've also got my Twilio widget, so you can see all of the calls that I've made. So no more making those handwritten notes and trying to remember, hey, when did I call Scott again? And with Twilio, you can actually send out SMS messages as well as doing call recording. So for those of you in the United States, make sure that you're cognizant of the FCC rules about recording phone calls within the United States. And you'll see that we've got a few other widgets that we're going in here, and I can click on Manage Widgets down at the bottom, and that will take me in. So that is your complete view of your contact. And remember, that timeline view, that's your 360 view. And that's always where I look when I'm interacting with my fantastic Agile customers that we love so much. Our next stop on the left-hand side is the companies. So just like the contacts, you can go in there and you can create those filters. Just use that drop down on the left-hand side of your screen. Use that little drop down and create some companies so that you can go in there. Just click on your manage filters and filter out some of those companies. I do want to show you that just like in the context, you can sort these companies. So you can sort them by star value, maybe name, score, event dates. And so I've got a custom field that's built in, or ascending or descending. So use those drop downs and find out. We've got our quick filters on the right-hand side as well. So remember, you can go in there and use your filters so that you can, narrow these contacts down even further. And remember, you can select them all and do things like that. But let's do a deep dive into one of the companies, because I want to show you how smart and intuitive Agile CRM is. So just like a contact record, you've got all your pertinent information on the left-hand side there. And then you've got your timeline view. But watch this. I'm going to click on that contacts tab. And here are all of my contacts I've got loaded that are associated with my company at Disney. So maybe when you're interacting within a company, you've got several contacts in there and you want to send them all an email, hey, saying, everybody, listen, I'm going to be over at your offices. Let's go grab some lunch next Tuesday. So you can quickly and easily send them out an email. You can see those deals, notes, events, tasks, documents, mails, and so much more. And of course, all of your widgets on the right-hand side. Clicking down, let's take a look at those deals. This is where the money comes in, everybody, so keep your eyes on your deals. So again, with the deals, you can create filters just like we did within contacts and companies. So go in there and you can actually manage your fields. You can sort those, use your sorting options. This is how, for those of you that are on the Pro plan, you get multiple tracks within Agile CRM. For the rest of you, you get a single track within Agile CRM. So you'll be able to actually take a look at your tracks. The tracks are just different sales processes that contain milestones. Each one of these headers here is a milestone, and then you can select different tracks. But so if you have that enterprise plan, definitely might want to check out upgrading into an enterprise plan. That way you have no restrictions and you get all of the great features within Agile CRM. Your 3 bars that go up and down here, this is how you change your view. So maybe I want to see all of my deals in a list view because I want to work with them in a particular way. So now, instead of having them in a column view, I have them in a list view. So maybe I could grab all of those contacts and maybe I want to export them, or maybe I want to add them to a campaign. So remember, just click on those 3 bars up there and you can change your view. You can add a deal, click on those 3 dots. You can import and export and add a dashboard as well. So let's take a look at some of these deals. So you see we've got lots of deals that are going on here. Right now I'm looking at all of the deals. So remember, you can click on the deals, drop down, and just see the ones that are pertinent to you. But we'll take a look at all of these deals. I want to show you how easily it is. So maybe I'm on the phone with Mr. Steven Schnell, and he says, hey, you know what, Scott, thanks for calling me. I want to get some more information from you. Did you notice what I just did there? I clicked, I dragged, and I pulled that deal right under to the prospect. If you hover, you can see your total value of contacts, or your total value of deals, and the number of deals that are in there and the total value. I'm going to click and drag because Steven says, hey, Scott, send me over a proposal. But look down at the bottom. If you notice down here, I could take this deal and I could archive it, delete it, or move it over to another track. So make sure you take a look at all the options. So, hey, guess what? He wants a proposal. So I'm just clicking and dragging this deal from stage to stage. Now we're negotiating that deal. And Steven is a really hot client that we're going to land this deal on, and watch that. There we go. Drop him right into the 1 column. Let's add a deal real quick. So we'll click on the add deal and we'll take a look. So we're going to call this our webinar deal. The owner is Scott. The value is, hey, it's a big deal that we're working on today. The probability. So I always tell everybody, they're like, hey, Scott, how do I figure out that probability? So you take the number of milestones that you have. So we got new, prospect, negotiating, and one lost, and you divide that by 100. So maybe each track or each milestone has a probability of, let's just say maybe 25%, but we've moved this deal already halfway through. You can select your track. This date here says, when do I think I want to close it? Well, I'm going to close this deal by March the 10th. My deal source, hey, it's an Agile lead. Look at that. And by the way, use the color coding. It's a really great way to organize. It's a hot deal, so I'm going to color it red. It's related to. Just start typing in. And by the way, if you have more than one contact in here, you can go ahead and relate this one to multiple contacts just by simply typing in the name, selecting them. And now you can see Walt, Minnie, and Mickey are all related to this deal. I'm going to add a tag on this because I'm going to put in there hot deal. Look at that. So tag those. And then we've got some custom fields that are in there as well. So you just click on the save button. And now it's going to save that deal. So there's our webinar deal. And notice as I hover, there's my contacts. I can simply click on them and it'll take me right to the contact. By hovering, it also gives you a sneak preview of the contacts as you're taking a look at them there. So these are your deals. Get in there and play with those deals and make those deals work for you. The most important thing to remember is your views. That way you can go in there and work those deals with the way that you like to see them. And I'm seeing lots of great questions coming in. Keep those questions coming because we are going to make sure we save some time at the end. Our next stop is the documents. And this is really a great place to manage all of your documents. So again, you can sort your documents by using the drop down at the top here by maybe your uploaded time, maybe your the name, or by ascending or descending. We're going to add a document here. So the first thing that pops up is going to say, hey, do you want to upload a regular document or an e-document? So let's just grab upload a document. I'm going to call this, hey, remember that Golf Pros list that I loaded? And it's related to me. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I got that document. And if you want to put a deal name, and then you can connect over to your Google Plus, your Dropbox, OneDrive, Box, your Evernote. But it's on my computer, so I'll go in there and I'm going to grab that deal and click on open. And it's smaller than the size that's allowed. So remember, watch for those messages as they come up. But that's how quickly and easily you can upload documents within Agile CRM. I do want to show you, we do have the e-documents option here. So I'm going to click on add document, e-document, and you'll see these are the templates that I have created here. So you see that I've got this particular one. And notice again, I'm hovering and you get that option to edit or delete there. And to work with the actual e-document, just click on the go button. So you click on the go. So we've selected step one is choose your template. Step two, let's go ahead and add the information for the contact. Whoops, Walt's NDA is what we're going to put in here. And then we'll put in his contact information. The reason for this is because you can use merge fields and it'll automatically fill that out for you. Click on your next button and there's my NDA. Look at this, and it fills in the information. So the company name, Walt Disney, and he's in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Scroll on down there and notice this little box. So this is when Walt receives this. This is where he can either use his mouse or his signature pad, and he can actually just sign or type his signature in there and send that off to them. And that does allow you to also include comments as well as email that away to Walt. So go ahead and take a look. You can send or email that. So check out those e-documents. Those are really a handy feature. A lot of you are using maybe Acrobat to get those signatures or using DocuSign and other things that actually charge you lots of money. Well, not with Agile CRM because it's actually built right within Agile CRM. Remember when I was talking to you about your inbox? Well, here we go. Click on your inbox icon. And now I don't have to go over to my Outlook client or to my Gmail web page or whatnot. I've got all of my emails right here. So click on the compose button to create a new email. You click on the two little roundabout arrows there. That will refresh your email box and check for new emails. You can actually sort them out by the ones, all emails, none, read, or unread. You can search your emails by using the search function. If you have multiple pages of emails, you can just click on the arrows and it'll show you all of the arrows. And you can see all of my great friends within the Agile customer success team are sending me lots of emails. The three dots under your avatar there is how you switch between the email view that you want to do. And one thing I do want to point out to you, Agile does not store your emails. So this is very important to understand. We do not store your emails. We actually go out to your server. We do what's called a fetch command and bring those back in. So your emails never leave your email server. We just simply organize them and make them easy to use within Agile CRM. So when it says Agile and your Gmail accounts there, it's just showing you the emails that I have actually generated through Agile or the emails that I've sent or generated or received through gmail.com. Our next stop down is the online calendar. This is one of my other favorite features within Agile CRM. And this is when I was talking to you about that online scheduling tool. Well, if you notice, you got your online scheduling URL. Let's just take a quick look at what that looks like. So this is a web page that you have full control over, that you can share this with anybody within your organization, customers, friends, family, whatever it is. They can go in there, select a time slot, a date, a time, put in their information, and they can very quickly and easily book an appointment with you using an online web page. So a lot of people, what they're doing is they're copying this URL, and in their signature line, they're putting, hey, schedule a meeting with me. Click on that link and it takes them over to that web page. And here is where you can actually set up all of the features. I just want to point something out real quick. You can also integrate this within your website. So you can go in there and integrate it with your website. You will have to do a little bit of DNS work and modifying of your records, but you can do that if you so choose. Everybody else just likes to use that scheduling URL. Why not? Because Agile is hosting it for you. And if you click on Add Site, you can actually create a little pop-up that will show you how to get your calendar link. If you click on the business hours tab, this is a little deceiving. So this is actually the hours that you want to take meetings. If you're like me, you don't like to take meetings on Monday, so just simply click on the Monday button, and that will not allow any meetings to be taken on Monday, but my boss is watching, so I'm going to take those meetings. And you can select your times that you want to start taking meetings and the times that you want to end taking meetings. So maybe there's only a 3-hour window on Mondays that I want to take meetings. So you can go through there and set those times based on when you want to take meetings. Click on your save button, that'll save that for you. Your meeting types tab is a really important one. Our first stop, taking a look at the locations, this is going to give the people a drop-down option of where those meetings are going to occur. So you see that I've got office, phone call, conference room, Starbucks, Jacksonville, team headquarters. All I need to do is just put a comma, and we can put another location. So maybe we got 3 offices, so that's going to be office 3 or office 2. So that'll give people an option in a drop-down list of where they actually want to meet with you. Your types are located on the left-hand side here. So these are the types of meetings. Why this is important is because you're going to get an email every time somebody schedules a meeting with you. You're going to get an email that actually says, hey, you know, Bob scheduled a deal closing meeting with you, or a review project meeting, or a business review, or a design meeting with you. So you get an alert when somebody schedules that meeting, and here's where you set those durations. So if you know your design meetings always take an hour, that's good to know, and that's what you will set your durations. Just a little point of understanding here, you cannot, in this list, you cannot have more than one meeting that has the same duration. So I could not have 2 meetings, a separate meeting here. If you click on the plus, I'll just show you what that looks like. Meeting 2. And I can't set another one that has an hour in here. It's going to give me an error message. So what you do, just like we did up here at the top with the locations, you put a little comma, and you can say meeting 2 or 21, whatever it is. So that's how you generate different types of meetings. And again, those meeting types are very important so that you get alerted and you know what kind of meeting you're having. The next stop and your final stop is your advanced tab. So this one is really, really important. This is your buffer time. What this does is this prevents those pop-up meetings from appearing on your calendar. So I always tell everybody, make sure you set it for at least an hour because you want to have time to prepare. What it does is it takes a look at the user's clock. So whoever's on that web page looks at their clock and says, I am not going to show them any appointments until 1 hour at least in the future. And you can go in there and modify that based on minutes or hours. And then here's where you set up your greeting page. So you can put in all your information and even include a logo, and you can resize that. Make sure you save. Click on your save button, and always keep your eye on the right-hand side because we give you lots of information over on the right-hand side on how to work with each of these individual boxes. So your activities button, so taking a look at those activities and everything that's happened within Agile CRM will show you, it defaults by showing you all of the user activities within Agile CRM. And this is great to know because you want to see, hey, maybe I want to see what Ashley or Jeff has been doing with my deals. Have they touched any of my deals? Or maybe I just want to see what's been going on, and we have links built in here. So this shows you that. You can go up at the top here and you can set your custom time frames, you can set users, and you can even narrow it down by activities using those drop downs. If you click on the contact activities, we'll just click on that, and that will show you all of the different contacts within Agile CRM and show you all of their activities. So once this populates, we'll be able to use this drop down and go through here and actually narrow down one by one to see, hey, who's been on my page views, who's done email clicks or soft bounces or spam reports, things like that. So my contacts haven't been very busy. And again, remember, this is my demo website, so that's why we don't see a lot. Our next stop is the reports. So within the reports, you can take a look at some of your automation reports. We're going to jump into an automation real quickly. Coming up next, your deals. So these are your great graphical views of maybe all of your incoming deals. So you get some great graphical views here, and you can go ahead and break it down by weeks. Use those drop downs to see who's been doing what, and use those options because they quickly generate all sorts of different deals. For those of you that are pro users or enterprise users, you can actually use the reports via email. So maybe you want to get a sales report emailed to you each morning. So get in there and set up an email report so you get those reports sent to you. And under your automations, these are just like campaigns. These are some built-in workflows that we have set up for you. So some of our most popular ones are maybe when a contact is added, we want a series of events. Or maybe when a tag is added, we want a series of events. I'm going to show you one of these real quickly. So what this is going to do is anytime a tag is added, it's going to kick off a series of automated steps. So I'm going to name this one webinar. And it says when this happens, when a tag is added, and hey, remember that tag we were using called web lead? So whenever a tag is added of web lead, I'm going to have it create a series of automated steps for me. So this area here, this is your canvas. On the left-hand side, these are your nodes. So you can grab nodes and you drag them into your canvas. So I want to have, every time I add a tag, I want it to send out an email, and it's from me. I'll fill in all this information, and I'm going to put a little thank you note there. And then I'll go in and select the text tab or the HTML tab. I can go in here, and this is when it's great to have all of those templates already built out. And I know my buddy Jeff has got a really good one in here. Let's see if I can find Jeff's to use. Well, we'll just pick this one because I like this one as well. So we got a template. I'm going to say load in editor. This actually gives you the ability to go in there and you can actually edit that right here live. Click on save. And there you go. You can also use merge fields when you're in here. I want to point your direction down to the spam score and the test emails. So click on that spam score because that's going to go out to our third-party provider, and it's going to actually test the spam likeliness for that email. So you can go in there and understand, hey, will that email drop into the spam folder? Click on the test email, and that'll be able to send a test to yourself. The settings, this is very, very important. Pay attention, heads up, everybody watch this one. So track clicks, right now we have 3 options. Yes, we actually have 4 options. We got no, yes, yes and push email only, and yes and push. This is how we drop that cookie down to your recipients. This is how we get that web tracking information down to your contact levels. So always use the yes and push. There's no real reason why not to do that. And that will send down the cookie. And then make sure you send your time zone. And for those of you that have been paying attention, you know that I am in the US Eastern time zone. These options here will allow you to say, hey, I only want this email to go out Monday through Friday, and I want it to go out at high noon. So click on your save. I like to pull it under. And now I'm going to make that little plus, and I'm going to pull it down to the top. And right there, we've created an automation. We're going to make this a little bit more fun and get some value out of this. So we're going to say, hey, did they actually open that email? We're going to give them 3 days to open that email. So I pulled over the open node. It's going to give you a little pop-up. Don't put a wait node in there. So it's going to check to see if they actually open that email. I'm going to connect that again. If they open that email, guess what? I'm going to tag them. So when they open that email, I'm going to add the tag of email opener. There we go. So now I can actually run a list of anybody that actually opens my emails. If they don't open that email, watch this. I'm going to click on add more, and I'm going to add a task. So I'm going to click on add this. It's going to bring you up, and I'm going to say call back customer. So now we're going to automatically create a task for somebody. And by the way, you can use merge fields in here. So you can put in first_name, and we can show you where you can find those. So now it's going to say call back customer first name, due days. I'm going to say make it due in, let's just say 2 days. And by the way, I'm going to make Jeff get that task. So Jeff helps me out, and he's going to do all of my callbacks. We're going to click on save. So if they don't open that email, now a task is going to automatically be created. So you have to do nothing more than this. You can keep adding nodes in there. Just make sure you check your plan because based on your plan, you will have restrictions on the number of nodes and number of campaigns that you can have. So that's why I encourage everybody, hop into your plans and upgrade and go on over to our enterprise plan. That way you have no restrictions. Click on save automation and away we go. So now anytime I tag somebody with the webinar lead, they're going to get an email. We're going to wait 3 days to see if they open it. If they did open it, we're going to tag them. If they don't open it, we're going to add a task there. Last stop is the trash can. One important thing to remember about the trash can, you must have admin rights within Agile CRM. Look at that, I'm getting a call coming in. So now we see that I am getting a call that's coming in right there. So we'll close that down. But that's how that integrated telephony works. Hey, you guys are getting to see a live demo here. So that call, it didn't recognize the phone number. So I could add a new contact, or I could add it to an existing contact as well. So check out that integrated telephony. It's really going to be your best friend. So back to the trash can. So you have to have admin rights in order to see the trash can. And this is where you'll find those contacts if by chance you accidentally delete somebody. Well, it's really easy. You just simply click on the name, click on restore, and that will bring the contact back into your view. Same thing with companies. So click on your companies tab and you can bring a company back in. So that's how you do that. But again, you have to have admin rights. So ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you spending some time with me today.